Welcome to Michigan in Focus, powered by thecentersquare.com. This episode features a piece by Center Square, Michigan reporter Scott McClellan. Headlined, quote, Lawmakers probe supply chain of Michigan EV plant, end quote. Here's the story. A letter urges an investigation into suppliers of a Ford electric vehicle plant in Marshall, Michigan. Republican U.S. Representatives Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin, chairman of the House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party, and Cathy McMorris Rodgers, a Republican from Washington, chair of the House Committee on Energy and Commerce, signed the letter. Lawmakers urge an investigation into 4 companies allegedly supplying goods and services to the People's Liberation Army, the government of North Korea, China's Ministry of Public Security, companies engaged in the genocide of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang, and companies already on the Commerce Entity List. Reuters first reported the letter written to the U.S. Department of Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, urging the probe would, quote, safeguard American interests, supply chains, and the billions of taxpayer dollars that the CATL Ford facility will receive, end quote. The letter follows the committee's investigation into the proposed partnership between Ford and Chinese battery maker Contemporary Amperex Company Limited, Ford's quote-unquote technical service provider. The Ford site was set to receive a $1.75 billion subsidy, including $630 million in site infrastructure development, $772 million in tax credits over 15 years, a $120 million grant through the Michigan Strategic Site Readiness Program, a $210 million grant through the Michigan Critical Industry Program, and $36 million through the Jobs for Michigan Investment Fund loan program before it cut 800 jobs amid weak demand for EVs. The lawmakers sent a similar letter to U.S. Department of Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and Ford President and CEO James Farley. The latter requested an interview by Monday. The letter said, quote, we respectfully request that Ford make available for an interview a company official who will be able to speak with us about the due diligence Ford conducted before and after it entered into the agreements with CATL, end quote. The letter says 4 People's Republic of China companies are involved in the proposed U.S. battery facilities design, construction, and information technology processes. The letter says, quote, it is unconscionable for Ford to purchase critical IT infrastructure from a Chinese company that facilitates sanctions evasion activity on behalf of the North Korean government. Indeed, this poses significant cybersecurity risks, including the potential for malicious actors to exploit the very connections and data flows IPAS tools are designed to facilitate, end quote. Ford's Richard Ben Hammer, with corporate and public policy communications, told the Center Square in an email the company welcomes any information about supply chain integrity. Ben Hammer wrote, quote, we've been helping the committees understand this Ford wholly owned and operated project. Ford has always been and remains fully committed to following all government regulations across our business. Beyond legal requirements, Ford suppliers are required to meet our high standards and codes of conduct, including those to protect human rights, and are obligated to extend those requirements to suppliers with whom they might work. We welcome any information from any source concerning the integrity of our supply chains and partners, end quote. Ford says it plans to produce lithium iron phosphate batteries at the plant starting in 2026. This podcast was made with the assistance of AI technology. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening.
Get creative with Skillshare. Explore thousands of hands-on creative classes with one inspiring membership. Watch, play, learn, discover. Follow the link in our show description to join Skillshare today and get 1 month free.